Welcome back to the Tool Crib. You know, I have seen multi-tools with all kinds of different plier mechanisms, whether that be needle nose, which is the most common, to blunt nose. I've seen them with hammers. I've seen them with hatchets. I've seen them with electrician wire strippers, any number of different things. But I don't think I've ever seen a multi-tool that incorporated a pair of PVC cutters. So I was in Home Depot today and I was getting some plumbing fittings and I was going down that aisle and I just happened to notice these and I decided, hey, that's different. I'm going to check that out. And it was pretty cheap. It was only $13. And this is Husky branded, so it's Home Depot's home brand. So obviously I haven't even looked at it, but I'm sure this thing is going to be made in China. Let's find it real quick right there. So for $13, I'm not expecting much, but it was different. It was interesting to me. So I decided to buy a 1/2-inch piece of PVC because this states that it will cut 1/2-inch PVC. So we're going to try it out on this to see if it actually works. Now, for the rest of the tools, I really don't know what's in there apart from there's some type of integrated flashlight, which I'm kind of curious to see how bright that thing is too. So let me get this thing opened up and we'll start checking it out. Okay, so I got this thing opened up and it's surprisingly light. I'll check out the weight here in just a second, but it is very, very big. Just for comparison's sake, let's put my customized Leatherman Surge. And if you know multi-tools, you know the Leatherman Surge is a pretty good sized multi-tool. And it just absolutely dwarfs the Surge. So it is definitely bulky. Okay, so let's, I'll try to weigh it out and see what it weighs in at here in just a minute. So first of all, they have, it feels like a rubber insert. It's it's like a soft plastic or something, but the grips on there, which form the grips and the handles. So you get them on both sides and they have ridges into them. And it's actually kind of comfortable. That being said, I have pretty large hands, so for the average person to get around this tool, that might be a little cumbersome. So they do have a little lock mechanism here, which will lock those pliers in. You just unlock it. Now, they are not spring-loaded, but they do move really, really smoothly. So it'll be interesting to see how well these are going to function on that PVC. So to close them up, you have to set that lock back in, and you can fold them over. And now let's check out some of the other tools. So the first one is, oh man, not a single tool out here locks, and the slip joint in those is really, really, really weak. So I got a piece of paper here. Let's just see how sharp their knife blade comes out. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. You can't really expect much from a $13 tool, but sometimes you get lucky and they have a pretty decent edge on there. This one, however, does not. And boy, that is very, very shallow on that edge too. And then it's not uniform. This angle is, golly, that thing's got to be maybe 15 degrees, and this other side is closer to probably 18 to 19 degrees. So the workmanship on that is not the greatest, and I don't even think they state on here what the knife steel is. Let's see. No, not that I see. So knife blade, not so much. So we'll see what the cutters will do on this. But again, the slip joint on there, not great at all. Next thing we have is, well, we got another blade on there. So we have that, not really a hawk bill, but you get a curved blade there. I suppose for getting around sheathing of some kind for, I don't know what you would necessarily need that for in a plumbing tool, but it leaves a little something to be desired. So the edge on that, not very sharp either. And then it has an integrated flat driver on the end of that. Again, the lockup on that, not great. Okay, so there's our flashlight, but it is really buried in there. Let me see how we're going to get that thing out. I guess you got to kind of fold those knife blades out so that you can get to it. And you can see that thing just kind of flops over there. So let's see, to turn this on, I wonder if it has a little, maybe it has something in there that, yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought maybe it had one of those plastic pieces in there. Oh, it does. So we got to take that off. So basically these are just stacked batteries in here. So we'll set that back in there. Screw it back together. And it should just be screw on. Yeah, so it's a little loose. So when it's not engaged, when the light's not on, that thing could really come apart pretty easily. And then it has that little LED on there. I'll try it out here. We'll shut off the lights and try it out here a little bit so they get a little better view of what it'll do. The next tool that it has on here is, I think they called this a hacksaw. So I don't really have anything to test it on. Actually, I do. Hold on just a second. Oh, I got a little piece of 2x3 that I was using when we were testing out some other stuff. So forgive me, but I'm on the table in the RV, so you know that it's going to shake around a little bit on us. Actually, just a little bit of cutting there. That's actually surprisingly good. I'm kind of impressed. Now, I don't really care for the angle, so it's a pull. It's going to cut on the pull stroke, but for the first time, we have something that actually works halfway decent on here. So that little saw actually is not too awful bad. And then it's got a 2-inch ruler integrated onto that. They don't put metric on the other side. And again, the lock mechanism is basically non-existent. And then we have a screwdriver. So they have, well, look at all that space they have in there too. I wonder why they didn't just put either a bit exchanger, a full 1/4 inch, because they got the room in this massive thing. But you see all these voids in here? Boy, they left a lot to be desired in this tool. So they put a flattened screwdriver in there. Let me see. Yeah, it don't work too bad. I just tried it on my stand here, on my number 2 Phillips that holds down a portion of my stand, and they're all screwed in there pretty good, and it actually worked pretty okay on that. So I suppose, but they have the room to put a full 3D Phillips. I don't, this is, again, it's really cheap, so, you can't expect much. And then this last tool is, okay, there's the nail nick. Boy, they got the nail nick in the wrong spot on that. So what is that thing? Is that supposed to be some type of a reamer? Yeah, that's what it's called out as, is a reamer. But there's no sharpened edge on it. So this is, so when you cut your PVC, which we'll try it in a minute, there's no sharp edge on it to make it a viable option for that. So I'm not sure why. I suppose if you sharpened up the edges a little bit, give it a little bit of an edge on both sides of that it would actually work fairly decently as a PVC reamer. But as is, not great. But that's an interesting concept for sure. Okay, so let's get this thing opened up. And okay, so we're gonna make sure you unlock that. Otherwise, the handles are just going to fall back right back on themselves. So you really got to open that thing up wide. And I don't know how well this is going to work. Okay, so 1/2 inch PVC. Oh my goodness. You can see that even though I have pretty large hands, actually, let me back out of here just a little bit so we can see this. Even though I have pretty large hands, you see how much I have to grip around there. I can't even get a good purchase on this thing. So let me give this a shot and see if I'm going to be able to cut it. Oh my gosh. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, I can't get it. Now, I'll tell you what. It's scored into it, okay, but it takes a lot of pressure. For 1/2 inch PVC, you're really better off using a ratcheting system. But I tell you what, in the basement of my RV, I've got some PEX fittings or some PEX hose. Let me go grab that real quick, and we'll check it out and see if it works on that. Okay, so I got some 1/2 inch PEX tubing here, and let's just see how well it works on this stuff. So actually, that didn't work too bad. That actually cut pretty cleanly for that 1/2 inch PEX. Now, 1/2 inch PVC, that's getting up there a little much for this thing. So let's try this again. Let me see if we can't get a little just narrow piece cut off of there. and it really didn't have much of a problem getting through there. So it actually works fairly decently on PEX, which is, PEX tubing is more common stuff today. So all in all, I mean, it works. It's just, it's different. Let's put it that way. It's definitely different. Okay, so let's see what this thing measures in at, because this thing is really, really bulky. So overall, this thing is 4 3/4 of an inch long. It is, good Lord, it is 2 inches wide, and it is about an inch or so, about 7/8 of an inch thick in overall thickness. So it's a pretty hefty multi-tool for its footprint. I apologize for the glare on my scale here. Let's see if we can't get this dialed in. We'll see what it weighs in at. So in ounces, it is 10.65, 10.61 is what it's reading. So it wasn't actually too bad. So in grams, that's going to be 302. So overall, I mean, it's a very bulky tool, and definitely the other tools that are within it are not the greatest. Of course, the reamer, though, is an interesting concept. If they could integrate that better, and, in a plumbing tool, it's actually a pretty good tool to have. I was kind of impressed how well the saw worked. As far as the remaining tools, I mean, yeah, they work, but they're non-locking. I mean, it's not real great. And they really left a whole lot of space here where they could have added some more stuff to it, made it a bit more useful. I think that flashlight in there is just a waste of space. This flashlight is really not going to be even a viable option. You can see how far buried it is in there. I guess I can flip it out with my thumb on the back side to get it to release. But if you've got it loosened off where the flashlight is off, this thing is so loose in there that it's just definitely going to come right out. So let me, I'll tell you what, let me kill the lights here for just a second, and we can see it's not real bright. It's probably only putting out about maybe 2 lumen, maybe 3, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I guess not bad for close-up stuff, but overall it's really kind of out of place here. So would I recommend this? Probably not something I would recommend, but it's interesting nonetheless. It's a different concept. I think they could have actually made this a lot thinner, narrowed everything down a bit. It's just the stance on this thing, how thick it is and how large it is overall, makes it really kind of uncomfortable to use. I mean, there's really not hot spots. It's just the fact that you can't get your hand around it, even for someone like me who has fairly large hands. It's just really difficult to get a hold of. But it does cut that PEX quite impressively, actually. So, it's not totally bad. But nonetheless, this is the Husky 9-in-1 Plumber's multi-tool, or Plumber multi-tool. So at any rate, I wanted to show you something a little offbeat, a little different in the world of multi-tools. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.